Hello everyone and welcome to Game 4 in a series between WhiteRa versus Stephano. Game 4 taking place here on Shanshorn Mist. I believe I'm saying the name correctly. Stephano spawning here as the pink Zerg player at what I'll call the 3 o'clock position. Meanwhile, Protoss, WhiteRa spawning here, red Protoss over here at the 9 o'clock position. And this is the first time I've ever cast a game on this map. Let's go ahead and take a look around. Front door is off over here, and there is a natural expansion down here. It is up on a high ground, and there is a rather large ramp here. So one pylon here, a gateway, a cybernetics core, perhaps even a photon cannon would be enough to do a forge fast expansion. And taking a look at the positioning and the locations on the map, this is only a 2-player map, so the other player already knows exactly where the other player has spawned, so both players know the positioning of each other. And this is interesting as there's a lot more fog on this map than I've seen in any of the previous maps. Just appreciating Blizzard for all the hard work that they put into the game and making a very interesting map builder as the game does get underway. Gateway. It looks as though WhiteRa is going to be doing a gateway expand once more, and I believe Stephano has really found a way to handle this. A flying shark for no other reason than adding a flying shark in the game. The probe is gonna come across the center here, and both players will pretty much know what the other player is up to. Where is this probe going? The probe apparently it clicked down over here instead of up over here, and perhaps WhiteRa doesn't know the map as well as I thought. Stephano should be able to get up a hatchery here in just a moment. There is already a drone hiding. Stephano is going to move away with the probe, or Stephano is going to move in with the drone just as the probe gets there. And will the hatchery be placed down? Yes! WhiteRa unable to get the probe into position to stop the hatchery from being built. And WhiteRa already losing a small battle there as he wants to delay the hatchery as long as possible. There are 2 geysers down here. The spawning pool is up. We are training up a queen. We are getting a couple of zerglings. Meanwhile, on the front door, there is a zealot now already being trained. The overlord is going to take a look at this, see exactly what's going on, and know that there isn't going to be any anti-air for quite some time. Early gateway as opposed to a forge fast expansion, and the strategy, we'll see if whether or not WhiteRa will be successful again. So far he is 2-1 with this type of opening as the zerglings now chase after the probe, and the probe looks like it will be able to get away as there's not going to be any metabolic boost for a little while longer. Overlord now in the air, giving sight into the natural expansion. No cybernetics core still. Assimilator now being placed down. Zerglings still chasing after the probes. There is 1 zealot in the center, and now the Zergling does decide to back off as we now have 2 zealots in the center portion of the map. There we are going to have perhaps a probe try to wall in here. Is it going to work is the question. The Zergling taking a little bit of damage and now going up against a zealot, and the zealot should be able to perhaps finish off that Zergling there, or perhaps have a probe come off the mineral line and finish it off. WhiteRa does have double assimilators, and now finally getting some probes onto those assimilators to perhaps catch up. There is 1 Zergling hiding here. There is this small ledge area. The small ledge area that only leads to the lower ground here. It does allow Colossi to walk up and down since this is a double cliff, and it offers a little bit of protection and high ground coverage if you are trying to take your 3rd expansion and placing up some siege tanks here or some other long range units, as we also see Stephano now looking to establish his 3rd base. The 3rd base is already up by Stephano. Harvester count 25 to 28. Zerglings have once more gotten inside the base. The zealot was unable to hold position as we still have 3 zealots in the center portion of the map. 3 Zerglings now running away from that 1 zealot. The zealot still chasing after those units, won't be able to do that, won't be able to catch up to them for quite some time as the probes just are trying to mine pretty much in peace. 1 probe may get taken down. That probe down to 5 hit points. The probe just needs to get attacked 1 more time, and it looks like it will. fall as Stephano just causing a little bit of harassment inside the base. The Zealot needs to cut off, try to get in front of those Zerglings. The Stalker, really the good unit here to try to counter these non-metabolic boosted Lings, and down goes the Zergling there. One Zergling still hiding on the high ground here. One Zergling's hiding outside the main base or the main ramp. We'll be able to see any units as they try to walk out, as a Zergling now walks straight into a group of Zealots. Not a good call there. The Zergling able to simply pass by though, as the Zergling does have slightly faster movement speed and perhaps will catch up to the rest of that pack here. Two bases to three. Stephano so far just able to drone up heavily, up to 48 drones, soon to be 52, as we are now going into Colossi for WhiteRa. This is the timing that I was saying that WhiteRa really needed to execute perhaps a little bit better. If he's able to run off of 4 to 6 gateways and able to train up a large enough number of Colossi, he should be in a very good position. Zealots apparently unable to push themselves through this front door here, so there's going to be 3 Zealots on the front door. No forge on the no cannon on the front door, as the Zealots now make another move outside the map. There is still one Zergling hanging around at the Zelnaga Tower. We are now going into Immortals, as we are also going into Zerg missile attack and a Roach Warren. It looks as though the earlier Zergling that was hanging around down over here has been taken out. We can see we are going into 4 warp gates. Stephano, does he know about? No, he does not know about the robotic space, so he doesn't know the timing on when those Colossi will be moving out across the map. Stephano sitting on 84 over 86. WhiteRa sitting at 78 over 84. And Stephano now also going into Burrow play. So interesting choice of units. Ventral Sax, Burrow, no pneumatized Carapace. So Stephano may be trying to do a drop a little bit later. The Ventral Sax, a very, very strong ability if you're trying to do some sort of Doom drop. But if you're not doing a Doom drop or don't have Banelings in order to take out the sentries, I'm a little curious as to what exactly Stephano plans to do, especially without pneumatized. Nope, never mind. Pneumatized Carapace already being researched. Level 1 missile attack. It may just be a straight old-fashioned Ventral Sack drop inside the base. And then attack move with a very, very large army of Roaches. Roaches are now moving back. The Roaches do or will have Burrow, and with Burrow they're going to be able to survive very, very easily. And now out comes the units. Immortals, Stalkers. It looks as though one of the gateways had to be destroyed. A little bit of a testing of the build on the front door and not really working out. WhiteRa did not want to destroy that building, I am sure. Colossus are not upgraded, as he is going to be going up against a large number of Roaches. Stephano getting a little bit of insight, knowing that an attack is already coming in, and now getting units to try to counter it. 71 drones versus 46 probes. Perhaps a Nexus now will be warped in here, as more Stalkers are coming in as well. Proxy pylons all across the map. Zerglings are going to catch this proxy pylon here and then attempt to take down the probe. The probe already down to 10 hit points. It gets taken out. The pylon may fall. No, I'm not 100% sure, as the Colossi do show up. And now we're going to have an attack across the center. Colossi and Stalkers now trying to make their way off to the front. The gateway has been completed. There is no front door offense, though. So with no photon cannons and no other units, this front door would fall in a matter of seconds, but the Stalker is simply just walking inside the base, and this is going to give a lot of time for WhiteRa to regroup his units. WhiteRa is behind by about 60 food, but looking at it, WhiteRa with a superior tech advantage, sitting on 2 Colossi, and now going to get more and more units reinforced in. Overlord now looking to do that Doom drop that we mentioned earlier. They're not going to be able to get back into this fight anytime soon. WhiteRa should spot this here on the overhead, as the Zerglings are now trying to make their way in. Is the Colossi going to be able to do anything about this inside the main base? Stephano already dropping in Roaches inside the main, and here we go. The Colossus now going to get focused down in the robotics facility before it even makes its way out. More units are now trying to engage. The Colossi do have extended thermal lance. There is an observer here, but now with so many spine crawlers on the front door, it's going to be quite some time before WhiteRa is able to really engage. No Guardian Shield, no Force Fields. WhiteRa losing a lot of sentries there. That was not a good engagement at all. Roaches, however, now getting caught on the wrong side. Roaches are unable to retreat. And now the Colossi need to focus down those Spine Crawlers. But that is buying time, which is exactly what Stephano needs. Stephano now up to 183 versus 173 food. Roaches just cleaning up the nexuses. All the nexuses have been destroyed, or all the nexus have been destroyed. Nexus is already plural, but the Roaches are gonna finish this off. And there we go. WhiteRa has not rebuilt his base. Stalkers continuing the push up here, now trying to utilize that high ground. Spine Crawler, DPS, Roaches continuing this push. More Roaches and Roaches being added. Is it going to be enough? No. Good game, well played, as WhiteRa now falls behind Stephano 3-1 in this series. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I hope you guys enjoyed Game 4. Stay tuned for Game 5.